Okay, hello everyone. In today's talk, I would like to talk about the article in the fashion reading book, which is 3D printing in luxury fashion, revolution or evolution. It's from Forbes magazine. As always, we will go through each paragraph, sentence by sentence. We will explain some of the difficult ideas, and also I want to give you some further information on some of the topics we learn about in this article. Okay, let's get started. In the introduction, 3D printing has been described as a new industrial revolution that can innovate business models and consumption patterns. Okay, industrial revolution, you know this, is sort of like going the Dagoming, can innovate business models, can create innovation, can be a totally new thing. Can 3D printing become a game changer that can disrupt luxury fashion the way e-commerce has disrupted retail businesses? Okay, a game changer is something that just changes everything completely. Okay, when we see disrupt here is something that completely changes the structure of something. So think about e-commerce and buying online has completely changed shops and traditional shopping. That is disruption. Okay, so I hope that's clear for you. What are the challenges it poses to the luxury business? Okay, this article is looking at things from the perspective of luxury fashion and seeing what about 3D printing? Is it a challenge to our business? What are its limitations? What can it not do? And how can the luxury business capitalize on its potential? So how can luxury business profit from the potential of 3D printing? Okay, so I guess the best thing for us to start with is to have a look and just try to understand what exactly is 3D printing. Let's watch this video.
3D printing technology is already changing the way we produce objects, from tools and toys to clothing and even body parts. 3D printing is part of a process known as additive manufacturing, where an object is created by adding material layer by layer. Additive manufacturing allows designers to create complex parts for machines, airplanes, and cars at a fraction of the cost and time of standard means like forging, molding, and sculpting. Now, smaller, consumer-friendly 3D printers are bringing additive manufacturing to homes and businesses. The first step in 3D printing is to create a blueprint of the object you want to print. You can use modeling software like Blender to create your own designs, or you can visit websites like Thingiverse or Shapeways to find objects other users have 3D modeled. Once you have a finished design, it's time to send it to the printer. Some printers, like the MakerBot Replicator 2, have renewable bioplastic spooled in the back of the device, almost like a string. When the printer receives the data, it pulls the material through a tube, melts it, and deposits it to the plate where it instantly cools. As you can see, the 3D object is created through layering, where the printer will add one layer of the object at a time until you have a fully formed structure. The most common material used in 3D printing is plastic, but the use of some other materials allow for the creation of some pretty amazing products beyond simple tools and toys. 3D printing food is becoming very popular, and additive manufacturing has allowed for the creation of some pretty intricate treats. In the medical world, doctors are testing biomaterials for regenerative medicine. By using a patient's cells, doctors could 3D print small body parts like ears and noses. Some surgeons have even tested 3D printed organs for transplants. Recently, giant 3D printers in China printed 10 houses in just one day and at a cost of less than $5,000 per house, proving just how cost and time-efficient 3D printing can be. For more on 3D printing, check out Mashable's latest coverage. And don't forget.
Okay, so that should give you a good idea of the basic idea behind 3D printing. Okay, let's move on. Challenges to the luxury business. Probably the biggest challenge that 3D printing poses to the luxury business is intellectual property, IP, infringement, and counterfeiting. Infringement means when you break the law on something, you infringe. Intellectual property we will discuss in a minute, but infringe means to sort of break the law on something. Counterfeiting is sort of like shanghai, to make fake products, okay? Jada. Luxury fashion greatly relies on IP to legally protect the creative ideas, designs, and products of a designer or brand in the form of copyrights, trademarks, or patents. So luxury fashion really needs this IP to, to protect. The copyright, trademark, and patents are the ways that companies can protect their intellectual property. Without IP protection, creativity and innovation would suffer, and there would be negligible brand value and customer loyalty. So the article is saying that if IP protection is not strong, it could have a very negative effect on designers' ability to be creative and to produce innovative work. They also say it could be very bad effect on brand value, that nobody would care about the value of a brand, and customer loyalty would mean nothing because people can just print their fashion items in the 3D printing machine at home. So they're worried about negative consequences. Let's look at intellectual property. Again, like I said to you before, if you want to find out about a topic, Wikipedia is fine. It's a good way to find out about it. Don't use it in any of your research references or citations. Just use it for yourself to understand more about the idea. So IP refers to the ownership of an idea or design by the person who came up with it. It is used in property law, but it gives people exclusive rights to a distinct type of creative design, so nobody else can copy or reuse it without the owner's permission. Can be used in music, in books, literary and artistic works like fashion, like design. Okay, so you can read more about that, but that's the basic idea of what is intellectual property. Okay, let's move on. With global imports of counterfeit goods already estimated to be worth $500 billion a year, it is likely 3D printing will only add to that figure. So they're saying that already around the world, there is a huge amount of money that is made by Shanghai, people who make fake goods. Not in China, of course, so that's okay. People will probably stop buying expensive products by luxury brands, okay? So the writer is worried that this will, in the long run, maybe stop people, really damage luxury brands because people won't buy their products. Instead, people might use cheap 3D printers, printing materials and design specifications for items ranging from bags, apparel, and jewelry to print them at home. So again, just talking about what people might do in the future. They might just print these items, bags, apparel is just another word for clothes, and jewelry, print them at home. Okay, all fairly easy. Okay, limitations of 3D printing, paragraph 1. 3D printing has not had a uniform impact on the luxury business. So uniform just means it's not the same in all parts of the luxury business. The technology is better suited to hard materials over soft ones and geometrical over natural shapes. So it just means 3D printing works better with hard materials, not soft materials. Works better with geometrical shapes, not natural shapes. We'll explain more in a minute. At present, 3D printing appears better suited for accessories such as jewelry, eyewear, and watches. So again, it's just pointing out that the strength of the 3D printing industry is in this area of accessories. Jewelry, eyewear is like glasses, things like that, and watches. Even then, the finishing of 3D printed products entails precise manual work and traditional craftsmanship. So again, the writer is just making the point that these products still need a lot of very detailed and specific work in order to make it into a truly luxury item. Look at the use of this word finishing here. This is an interesting thing to look in your dictionary. First of all, let's look first, finishing Shishamisa, okay? So when we look at our dictionary, we're trying to find the word, which is the correct meaning for finish based on the text, okay? Stop the video for 30 seconds and read through these definitions and try to find which one is the one that the writer is using for this text. Okay, welcome back. All right, so if we look through all of these, we can see that this one is what we mean by finish, to complete the manufacture or decoration of an article by giving it an attractive surface appearance. So again, remember with a dictionary, when you have many meanings, you have to look at the meaning in your text and really think about the context of how it is used, and then use your dictionary to find the correct definition, okay? All right, let's go back just to have a look at geometric shapes versus natural or organic shapes. You can see it fairly clearly here. Geometric shapes are those shapes like circles, triangles, squares, rectangles, something like that. And our natural shapes are the kind of shapes we find in nature, you know, fruit and things like that, okay? So obviously 3D printing more suited for geometric shapes. Okay, let's move on. Limitations of 3D printing, paragraph 2. The evolution of materials for fabrics in 3D printing has been slow. Okay, so the development of the materials that can be used in 3D printing is quite slow. Because the technology involves fusing layers of melted plastic, one on top of another, a 3D printed fabric does not behave like woven textiles. So fusing is just when you join two things together using heat. You join two things into one thing using a lot of heat. So melted plastic, Suliao. So 3D printed fabric, because it's made with this material, it doesn't behave like your traditional clothes that are made from normal things like cotton or silk or anything like that. It's a different type of thing. 3D printed fabrics are usually stiff and uncomfortable. Okay, stiff means kind of hard, not soft, and uncomfortable. Limitations, paragraph 3. Although 3D printing at home may seem novel and convenient, there are limits when it comes to luxury products. So they're saying it seems like something new and cool and feng bien, but there are limits. In today's experience economy, 3D printing cannot substitute the experience of buying a luxury product in a store. The point the writer is making here is that many people enjoy going to shops and enjoy the experience of a luxury store and trying things on and looking at things and buying it, and that the experience of the shop is as important as the product. Don't know whether you agree with this or not, but that's the writer's point. It also does not allow consumers to be part of a brand's philosophy or appreciate its fine craftsmanship. Again, the writer is saying that maybe the customer will have less understanding of what the brand means and what their ideas are if they just print it at home. They won't really understand the level of work that goes into it. Again, that's the writer's opinion. Evolving fashion tapestry, paragraph 1. That does not mean 3D printing should be written off. Written off means saying, we don't want it, it's no good, keep it away. One brand that has managed to buck the trend is Danit Peleg, an Israeli company that has gained a following for its wearable designs. So something that bucks the trend means it goes against the normal trend of things. It bucks the trend. It goes against what everyone else is doing. So that's Danit Peleg. We will see more about her in a minute. In Asia, Malaysian designer Melinda Lou's involvement in Asia's first 3D printed fashion show could be the start of a new fashion trend. Again, we will see some of Melinda's work in a moment. Let's have a look at Danit Peleg. She is a young designer from Israel. Have a look at this. This was her university collection using 3D printing.
is Denit Peleg. I've just graduated from Shenkar College of Design. I wanted to create a ready-to-wear collection printed entirely at home, using printers that anyone can get. I've spent the past year searching for the best solution. I worked with leading experts in the field. I really like the result. It looks a little bit like lace. And it moves beautifully. Just imagine the potential. If you're called print your own jacket, traveling with no luggage, just print your clothes in the hotel room. Will we soon be able to design, share, and print our own clothes directly from home?
Okay, very good. It's very interesting. Let's move on and have a look at Melinda Louie, who's from Malaysia. This was the first 3D fashion show, 3D printed fashion show in Asia. Lots of information. Take notes. So again, lots of very interesting things you can see there about 3D printing. You can go and research more about those designers. Paragraph 2. Luxury brands should embrace 3D printing as part of an evolving fashion tapestry that allows them to innovate with new materials and designs and create new concepts and processes. So the writer is finishing by saying that luxury brands need to use and need to look at the possibility of 3D printing. So they can look at ways to be creative with new materials and designs. Luxury brands can use 3D printing's ability to customize products to appeal to the rich customer who seeks to express her individuality. So they can use this 3D printing thing to make products that are specific and unique for one person, usually a rich person, who wants to just be individual. Nobody else has the thing I have. Industry players also predict a trend of fusion, where 3D printing technology is joined with traditional methods to produce hybrid creations that reflect the best of both worlds. So again, they're talking about not just 3D printing, not just traditional fashion, but a hybrid. Hybrid means the joining together of two things. So hybrid creation. So that's, in the end, the writer is recommending joining together these two things to make a new future. Okay, so that's the article. Here are some follow-up activities. Of course, you should read the full article online at Forbes magazine. Here's the website. Now, after this, if you've done some notes and thought about these ideas, can you explain in your own words? Can you summarize what is 3D printing and how it is most commonly used in fashion? Can you say that in your own words? Can you summarize the ideas in each paragraph? This will really help for your English, you can understand. You can have discussion with your friends. You know, would you wear this 3D printed clothes? Would you like to wear, to make 3D printed fashion in the future? All of these questions could be a good way to use some of what you've learned in this article. Okay, so that is the end of my talk on this article. Thank you very much for your attention. Please watch a couple of times, take careful notes, and make sure that you can understand all of the ideas and take note of new vocabulary. Thank you all very much for your attention.